off that exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living with Dr. Marissa.
Promise you joy in the mystery.
Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, laugh, love, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And welcome. You're tuned into Take My Advice. I'm Not Using It. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on CNBC News, NBC News, and NBC Sports radio station KCAA, AM 1050, FM 106.5, and streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, iTunes, TuneIn, Audible, Amazon Music, Tiki Live, Rumble, Podchaser, Streaker, Spreaker, and more. I am Dr. Marissa, your hashtag positively opinionated host, and I am here because I want you to be 88% happy. Why not 100%? Then you'd be dead. I don't want dead people watching or talking, but I want you to focus on your own reality show so there's no gossip, no scandal, no K words, no formerly known or currently known as Kanye talk at all. But I have shows and series that inspire, hopefully, you to choose happiness, because I'm on a happy 88 mission, 88 million more happy people in the next 8 years. And today is Friday, so you know it is time for Tempting Conversations with Dr. Marissa and Elan Carter, who is coming in shortly. But we have a third co-host this morning as a special for you. Her name is Maria. Let's see if I can get the eyes on here. After pursuing a degree in forensic and after working in radio, Maria Shinzai, I hope I say that correctly, began her show Tea and Telly on YouTube on 2022 and has been growing her audience ever since. Her live shows focus on the joys of the TV era, sci-fi, paranormal, as well as artists who dream up the fantastical. A Zen priestess, she's also dedicated to helping others, especially animals in need, as well as teaching meditation techniques and practices. Please welcome to my studio. You may also know her because we say her name quite often. She comes and supports and watches and comments and is very much a part of the show behind the scenes. Today, she is in front. Welcome to the studio, Maria.
Good to be here. It is good to be on this side, because when I'm on the other side, I'm always like, oh, I want to say something.
and now you can say something real time for sure.
Yes.
Yay!
So good. Thank you.
And
it's such an honor to be here.
Of course. And you are also really good friends with a very good friend of mine that I met years ago, who invited me to come to New York to do an amazing coverage of Bob Proctor getting a Lifetime Achievement Award at the beautiful, I always blank out at the name of the theater. Do you know which one I'm talking about?
Yes, I do.
Oh, which one is it?
I can't remember the name, but I don't know
no,
which one
see,
you're talking
too.
about.
We'll have to, hopefully, JP will be here this morning at some point. I forgot to let him know.
I did let him know.
You did? Okay,
Yeah.
Good. So he'll come on and tell me what that is. But you're going to have breakfast with me this morning, as I like to start every show, taking a bite of my gratitude sandwich, which is 8 specific gratitudes on the top of the bun, and then 8 things that I like about myself on the bottom of the bun. And we've been doing this for about a year, and it's been going gangbusters, and people have messaged me and said it makes a tremendous difference sandwiching their day in the most positive way. So here we go. We're gonna do 8. So usually you participate on the comments too. So this will be a lot of fun, you doing it in person. It's my new sound engineer. I guess I can stop calling him new. It's been 3 weeks, Frank? He also participates when he can. So here we go. I am grateful for the gym downstairs that I roll out of bed and just hit it. And now that's why I am doing this during the beginning of the show, because I am glistening from the exertion, which is a good thing, What are you grateful for, Maria?
I am actually grateful for shows like yours that keep everything positive with all the negative out there. It's good to remind ourselves of the good things, that we have and the good friends that surround us. Sometimes we can take advantage of that or take it for granted, I should say. Not advantage, but take it for granted. And it's good to be reminded. So that's why I enjoy watching your show.
Thank you so much. And I am grateful that this is show number 1015, that people who said a show about hope and happiness would not last. I'm so glad you were wrong.
Absolutely.
So that is what I am grateful for. Go ahead.
I am grateful for the person that invented air conditioning.
Where are you, by the way?
I'm in Colorado, and I have to say, I've been watching everybody else around me going through some horrible weather, whether it's extremely hot or just ankle deep water. And Colorado doesn't get a lot of the things that people around us do, but it has been very hot.
Yes, it has been. And I ditto that. I just turned it on. In fact, I got to pull it a little closer. I am grateful for books and the ability to continue learning.
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, I was going to say I'm grateful for those who have talents beyond mine, because it is something awesome to see and inspiring to be and do better. So,
Yay. I am grateful. My last gratitude is that I have a person that I can tell the truth to no matter what it is, so that, that expression, you're only as sick as your secrets. I do not have to hold any kind of shadow stuff within me, but I have a person who I just love dearly, and she and I have been telling the truth for 27 years, since I was 2. I'm just kidding, because I'm ageless, but I'm grateful for Mary.
That's awesome. I am grateful for my cats. I know that sounds strange, but they are very therapeutic, and they also keep me grounded as well. When the world's going chaotic, they're my silence. So,
what are their names?
The one who's the star of my show is Mr. Muffin. I call him the baby. Then I have Mr. Frumple. So they're all rescues.
Wonderful. Okay, now we go to the bottom of the bun. So the bottom of the bun, actually, you do before you go to bed, but we're going to model for you now, so that you're not tempted to go to bed the way a lot of people do, worried, afraid, anxious, thinking about, what they didn't get done, what they've lost, who's insulted you, who's not, smiling at you the right way, or worst case, MS, meaningless scrolling. And usually it's CNN, constantly negative news, or what's wrong with the world. So instead of that, I'd like you to invite you to appreciate yourself. Now, this is something that we don't, a lot of us, especially women, we're taught don't overshadow a guy, don't speak up, don't think you're all that. And as a result, we have a habit of looking for love in all the wrong places and looking for likes. And with social media, literally you're looking for likes, which is like the worst thing. I'm very adamant about not paying so much attention to numbers, because it doesn't really mean anything. People combine numbers. I get a little bit annoyed sometimes when people, want to come on the show, ask about my numbers, and it's like, well, then really, I really don't need to have you on the show. So that is, what I want you to do is affirm yourself. What I want you to do is be able to look at the best parts of yourself. And that's why we do this exercise. What do you like about yourself? Because frankly, my dear, if you can't approve of yourself, how the fork do you expect other people to approve of you? So that is how I roll on that. So what do you like about yourself, Maria? I'll let you start.
You know, I get a lot that I make people laugh, which I love, which is one of the reasons why I do my show, is because I wanted that positivity out there. And I like I like the humor that I can bring to make people laugh.
Fantastic. I appreciate that I am funny myself. I had a husband who told me pretty much every day that I was not funny. So the best part of divorce is that I own my funny now, and it is my favorite sound on the entire world.
You know, I guess if it's my turn, let me see.
Yep.
I actually am grateful for, or what I like about myself actually is that I've accepted certain quirks about me that actually turned out to be good. When I first started airing, because I used to be in radio and was just heard and not seen. And when I first started, and I came on camera, and we were interviewing somebody from the Orville, and he made me laugh, and I snorted when I left, and I was so embarrassed. But he made it to where it was a nice, beautiful, awesome thing. And so going forth, I wasn't scared of it anymore. And now people in my show always count how many times I do it. But
You have a snort level?
When I laugh, I know I just.
I can't wait to hear it.
No, you do.
So I am going to have to work on my jokes here so I can hear the snort. And we did just get a finger, actually, Maria.
Oh,
I don't know
nice.
to whose comment it was. Not that finger, but this finger. Thank you. I see eyeballs rolling in now. This is the ability for us to live stream on my Show Central, which is my YouTube TV channel, where there are cameras in the studio. And if you're driving, which a lot of my listeners are, I don't want you to be streaming in right now. Just listen on AM 1050, FM 106.5, the station that leaves no listener behind. That's KCAA, NBC News Radio. And I am Dr. Marissa, your host. And my co-host this morning is Maria with Tea and Telly, and Elan Carter. She's coming up soon. She's doing some nice R&R, and I convinced her to still come on. And she is my regular co-host on Tempting Conversations with Dr. Marissa. So that's where you are in case you just accidentally stumbled on us. And we're going through an exercise or a discipline I call taking a bite of my breakfast sandwich, having breakfast with Dr. Marissa and her host and guest and co-host and so on. So that's what we're doing. And we're almost done the bottom of the bun, which is, what do you like about yourself? Feel free to put in the chat what you like about yourself. And we have, Dr. Omega says that Maria's snorts are legendary. Boy, oh boy, I've been missing out. So that's going to be my challenge this morning. How soon can I make Maria snort? All right, here we go. One more thing that you like about yourself.
Oh, I like that no matter how stressful or down I can be, that I do have ability to lift myself back up and find that motivation to keep going. And that is hard to do sometimes, but it is something that I appreciate in myself that I can do.
And my final thing that I like about myself is that I overthink 12% of the time. I used to overthink 88% of the time, but now I have learned how not to take myself too seriously. I use my Happy 88 tool called INTBOAD, which stands for It's Not That Big of a, sometimes I insert F deal. So that is my my last appreciation of myself. Thank you for joining us for breakfast here on Take My Advice. I'm Not Using It. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show on KCAA, the station that leaves no listener behind. All righty. And as we are waiting for our co-host to come on, Maria, this show is called Tempting Conversations. And the reason why we do that is a lot of the time there's so many things that we could talk about. Sometimes we're tempted to talk about things, but we're a little afraid to, or we don't want to. And so I use this as a platform for putting the moose on the table. Now, some of you know that I was born in Canada, and that is why I say put the moose on the table instead of saying talking about the elephant in the room. So, is there anything that you would like to talk about this morning that you're not quite sure you want to? How's that?
Oh, no. Let me see what we could do here.
I'll start it off. I know that I just sort of threw that at you. But one of the things that I've been realizing is there are a lot of people who are having the same reaction to the automation that is taking the place of real people when it comes to customer service. And I've spent quite a few hours in this last couple of weeks trying to get my money back on several things that it's out of the principle. It's not that it's a lot of money, but it's that it's, you know, money energy that I generated, and people are and I'll just put this moose on the table. You know, I just saw the article on Bank of America, and they're being fined for the fees, and they're not the only ones that have done this. So I think there's a rising now. I think banks and just what they're doing is coming under scrutiny. So the good news is, you know, we have a voice as people, and that it's you know, it's about time that we are taking a good look at what we're doing with our money energy. And that is an area that I didn't go through financial literacy at all, but I have a new business coach, John Shin. If you're at all interested in a free workshop, let me know. There's one coming up September 16th at his estate in Calabasas. If you were local, Maria, I know you'd be there. You would love to join me there. But we do have our co-host here on Take My Advice. I'm Not Using It. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show in the very special Friday series called Tempting Conversations with Dr. Marissa and
Elan Carter. How are you?
Good
How are you? Good
All right.
Good morning, Maria. I have my
How
coffee.
are you?
How are you?
Good. You know, I have to. Oh,
They're not
this way.
beside me.
Mine's
Oh, you got yours. Good. Yeah, she knows the deal. She knows the deal.
I have to say
Come on.
that I don't know how you ladies do it. I have to say, you guys always look so beautiful and fabulous this early in the morning. It took everything to get up, and I was like, I gotta comb my hair.
Oh,
Like
you're
curly hair.
not
I was like,
alone.
I'm gonna do what to your hair? And I'm
This
just
is the latest I've ever been. This morning, I'm on vacation. Really, I took a mommy vacation. This is what we need to talk about today. When you have to have self-care and take a mom break from the kids, the dogs, the cats, the husband. I had to get rid of everybody and just leave and just go ghost on them. And they're like, you're not even calling us. I'm like, that's the point.
yeah.
So I'm so like relaxed where I am. that just getting up this morning, I even told Dr. Marissa, I was like, I just don't know if I could pull it together on Friday. And then I go, can we have Maria on the show? Because I just don't even really want to talk about anything but just whatever. Just girl talk, right?
Just girl talk.
It was just such a struggle. And then I had to pull myself together because I've been sleeping good because I've been relaxed, which is part of self-care. And Dr. Marissa talks about this all the time. And I was like, oh, I got to comb my hair. Oh, I got to put my makeup on. And I don't have the products I normally have when I get ready for the show because I just took I don't want to call that kind of bag, but my mom had a little bag in her car. And she goes, oh, that's my bag if I go over my friend's house. I go, Mom, you know what that's really called? That's not like an overnight bag. That's like I'm so restricted in everything I can say, but it starts with the O-H. That kind of bag. I go, that's that bag.
The bag of shame, right?
Right. And so I have a bag of shame, which I'm with my mother actually, but I have no fancy stuff. She's way back there in the living room. She probably can hear you. I was like, I have no fancy stuff. I just have that bag.
That's so funny.
Wow. You look great.
Thank you. I do. We have to give a name for it. We have to have a name for our bags.
For our bags, we do.
Because we're mature women now. So since we're mature women, we can't call it the H bag anymore.
Well, I'm still ageless, so I'm gonna definitely continue with my BS to myself.
Do you ever notice?
Well, I just don't want to refer to myself having that kind of bag. Exactly. I'm ageless, but I don't want to. I'm like past the stage where that's acceptable to say.
Do you ever notice that you get more compliments from people about how beautiful you look when you look more natural and you think you don't?
Maria, I need Maria all the time around me because she makes me feel so good. Because when I wake up and go, oh, I don't look good today. I need you there, right there.
Well, it's true. You get that. I was at the store the other day, and this guy, I see him all the time. I passed by, and I was cleaning, and I had my hair up, and I had no makeup, and I passed by him, and he stops and he looks and he says, "Oh my gosh, you look as beautiful as always." And I looked at him like, "Do I owe you money?"
He goes, because you're a natural beauty, and the thing is, it's different. Like when we were coming up, well, I want to say when we were coming up, but even when I was modeling, guys now are confused because you can, and I don't mean this in a mean way. I don't. You really don't have to go under the knife to change your features, to alter your look. You can change everything now. And when I was coming up and when I was modeling, you had to look like you look, or, as close as you can, because it costs too much to retouch the pictures, which everything is digital now. So they can erase it and make you look, I can just make my pictures look 20 years younger. But, and sometimes I do that. But, no, it's different. So when a guy sees that you're naturally beautiful and they go, oh, wow. It's nice to have that compliment because they know that that's how you really look.
It is.
And
true.
A lot of women, at least for me, have trouble taking compliments.
Yeah.
I was definitely, I'm a product of the messages that I got when I was young. Mm-hmm. And so I was told I was fat, ugly, and clumsy. And so I bought into that BS, that belief system. And so I continued to attract people who, my husband told me, in addition to not being funny, he introduced me to people behind my back as obese before they met me. And I was thinner than I am now. And I did that. I chose a man who would continue that message of not being good enough, being unattractive. And so I modeled, not as long or as successfully as Elan did, but for 8 years I modeled in Canada, and it didn't matter that people told me you look beautiful. Mm-hmm. I would say thank you, and then inside I would be like, and I still struggle. I still struggle with this. I'm better than I used to be. It led to me dropping 35 pounds last year because I was tired of waking up with fat and ugly attacks. But even with the weight loss, when people go, "Oh, you look so good," there's a part of me that says, "I still need to lose this," or "I
But
still don't
you
feel."
look great. I met you when you were heavier. And like a couple months later, you just transformed. You know, Maria, your hair is so stunning that it just draws everyone to your face because the hair is so pretty and you're pretty. And so when you look at, like, it's like you do a double take. Not everyone can pull that off, like have your hair and have the, it's just really pretty. You know,
I need her around me.
My mom never taught me to, I'm the opposite. My mom and my grandmother, the women in my family are really beautiful. My grandmother is Native American. She's absolutely stunning. I'll show you a picture of her. And, you know, all the women are very attractive. So my grandmother always taught me, my great grandmother, her mother said, you know, don't ever think you're super beautiful. There's always someone more attractive. And, you know, she passed really young, but she dealt with a lot of jealousy. But my grandmother always taught me to be humble. Right. Saying that, I still was confident because when I was modeling, I had to learn to be confident. And a couple of incidents. Well, me and my friends used to say, I have this one girlfriend, we're still really good friends, and she's beautiful. I don't know if you met her, Dr. Marissa. She's Japanese and black. She has hair down to her behind. Gorgeous girl. And we go, you look good. No, you look good. We would say that before we went on auditions. And my mom would be like, what the hell's wrong with you two? I said, because we're going to go on an audition with Cattle Call. And if we don't tell each other that we look good, we won't feel like that. So we had to make ourselves feel good when we walked in the door. Not that we were being like conceited. We just were like, you know, you look good today, right?
And I
was weird.
And I love the fact that you are so complimentary and everybody's complimentary. And we have Dr. Omega with a compliment today. Thank you for that. We are Radiance girls. And I think it is unusual to have women so effusively complimentary. And I think it's a good habit.
Well, my mother always taught me, like, I could see someone 25 and I have friends and other people around that when they see a young, beautiful woman, and listen, the girls are different. We were coming up modeling, they wanted to be more natural. I love the glamorous lashes. I have lashes on. Like, I love all that. I love the Kim Kardashian look. I don't care what anyone says. I like that look. So I think it's sexy. And I think that the very thing that women complain about is the exact thing that men are attracted to, right? That's just what it is. They are attracted to that no matter what women say. So when I see a young girl that looks like that, who's gorgeous, I'm the first one to compliment them. Yes. I don't have any kind of weird thing about them. Like, oh, she's drop dead gorgeous. When other women have a hard time, I'm like, my time, I had that time at 25. I used to be that girl. I know where my place is right now. I'm just trying to keep it together. And look,
come on, you're so gorgeous.
But no, listen, this is a funny story. So this is the only time I came out of character. I'm driving down the street and this man cuts me off. And I look at him and I go, what the heck, right? And he goes, you ugly BB. Think of the two words, BB.
Oh, no.
So I said, I
know one of them.
I had a handful of pennies. I had it in my car, was driving. I was like, either you don't like women. I'm not going to say that word because I don't want to offend anybody. Or you're blind because I get paid for this face. Look at this face. Look at this face. And I took a handful of pennies and I threw it in his car. And after I left, he looked at me in shock and I felt a bit of shame because I was like, you know what? That was not nice. I told the man, look at my face. I get paid. Obviously, you're blind.
No.
She's a great role model for standing up for herself.
He called me a B and he tried to refer my coloring not being pretty. And I was like, you liar.
That's the other B word.
Oh, no.
But that's okay.
Yes,
I have
to figure out what the other B word was.
All you heard on his car was bing, 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 bing.
God.
Don't ever do that now because people are crazy. They'll chase you and shoot you.
Right. This is not an endorsement for that reaction. But
so we can see I have another side to me. I have the crazy side. Like I'm kind of little, you know. Even Maria's gotten to know me now. She's like, what is she gonna do now?
Here she goes. Hold it down.
No, I actually told her that I like that she is that way. She's a
Oh,
beautiful
yeah.
person on the outside and on the inside, but she actually is inspiring to me because I grew up, without a voice, and I was spineless and everything. And I think that's why I went into criminal justice, is to grow a backbone. And I started to, and I did, but there's still part of me that still takes a step back. But in hanging around her is kind of helping me say, you know what, I really don't have to put up with that. And it's okay to do that. It's okay to speak up when necessary. I know that, during that time she had the reaction she did because we're human, and sometimes we do have triggered reactions, and I know she wouldn't do that all the time, but and please bear with me, my cat's about to take
It's
the
such a
stage
pretty
here.
cat. I wanted to see there. Look how gorgeous
He is.
she
He's
has.
the
A
star of
Maine
my
Coon.
ship.
That's what I have, a Maine
Say
Coon.
hi.
Oh,
Hi.
wow. Beautiful.
He's a big boy.
He's affirming what you're saying. That's
Yes,
he
he's
jumped up
like a
right
cat
when
does.
you said it's important to step
Reading
up,
her
and it is a
energy.
balance, I
Yes.
believe, because I resonate with what you're saying, Maria, around I can remember always apologizing. Like
Yeah.
if someone stepped on my foot, it's supposed to be them that apologize.
Right.
I will say, I'm sorry. The other day, I'm walking out of the elevator and someone was jumping the gun to come in first, right? And what do? I say I'm sorry.
Right.
And it's like I walked out going, wait a minute. I'm not supposed to be sorry, but it's a habit.
It's a habit.
For the 7 out of 10 of us who've had childhood trauma to
Right.
automatically assume it's your fault. And that's gotta change, man.
Yeah.
I used to be like that. I used to be like that, Marissa. Like, if it's funny. My mom, I can have her. She won't come on camera right now. She said I was so shy. It was painful. My mother would tell me to go in the store to buy something. So I'm always working with my kids, and I was afraid to even go ask for something at the counter or ask a question. And then when I started modeling, the women were so mean. I remember doing this fashion show, and I had tears in my eyes because I was so petrified because the girls were just like so catty. And I was like, I've got to get out of this, because if I don't, I'm not going to be successful. And my mother always says me getting into the industry changed because I was so shy. And my daughter is like that. And I'm constantly trying to boost her confidence because she's not confident. And I'm like, you're beautiful and you're smart. And that's rare for a girl to have that kind of background when you want to study language, you want to excel at math, right? And so, and she doesn't think she's pretty enough. And so it's that age where we didn't grow up with social media. So it's magnified that 1,000 times. It's so different now. So I was in TJ Maxx the other day, and I was looking at, how you go on the line and you look at little things, little knickknacks. And I was looking at little knickknacks, and this lady jets in front of me. And I turned around and I said, excuse me, you could at least ask me if I'm going to go. You see, I'm next. Oh. Now, years ago, when I was younger, I would have never said anything. I would just let her go by. But now I just no, it wasn't, I would let her go. It was the principle. Right. And then she tried to, so I think it's just that I just have zero tolerance for taking advantage. Yeah. And allowing that. But what I do want to ask Maria about, so Maria has a show called Tea and Telly, and she likes sci-fi. And she has this sci-fi stuff that I'm totally clueless about sci-fi. But my daughter, London, loves everything sci-fi. Like, she would love to talk to you. So I want you to kind of explain about the sci-fi and your show. I love the Tea and Telly.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, this is the show you started in 2022, I believe. And tell us more about the show.
It's been a little bit longer than that. I didn't start doing stuff until, oh goodness, it's been almost 3 years. But it was after the first year that things really started going. And of course, PJ is the one who found me. And he said, what are you going to, what's your show about? What are you doing? And then it took a while to discover myself and figure out where I was going to be. The Teen Telly has been through so many changes, but I always kept it the same kind of thing where it was like yours, positive, no gossip, no arguing, no hate. It was something that I wanted people to enjoy like we did back in the day where we love going watching our TVs, catching those awesome shows, and to bring that and to bring out people with amazing talent, whether it's artists or authors. As a matter of fact, we have one author in the chat right now, TJ Manrique. He's an author and he's got lots of books out. And I had him on my show a few times. He also does my Winey Wednesdays, where he knows a lot about wine. So I like to have people on and highlight their wonderfulness. And and I do cooking. I love cooking because cooking is big, a big deal for me.
Me too.
Yeah, it is. It's because food brings people together,
Yes.
and there's comfort food, and I do like to do that. But sci-fi,
I make a lot of reservations.
yeah.
But she also can cook too. She doesn't cook for me yet, but I haven't made her my lasagna yet either. So we're
Nice.
even.
You made some sweet something, potato pie or something
Ooh,
like
Sweet
that.
potato.
Yeah,
Souffle.
that was good.
Nice. I mean, I've took some cooking of yours. I'm famous for my
Yes.
green chili.
Ooh,
Um,
I love chili.
I love cooking foods from around the world. So I will do, Indian food and Native American and soul food and all kinds of food but of course, my Latin background, Spanish background, I do, oh my goodness. Okay, babies.
It's so affectionate.
Oh
My
I've never
cat is not
seen a
that
cat.
affectionate.
I've never seen a cat so affectionate in my entire life. And I'm allergic to cats, but I am
Are you?
falling in love with cats right now.
She's so beautiful.
Oh my
'Cause
God.
But Maine Coons, like my cat, Maine Coons are known for being affectionate because she lets
Yeah.
my mitts
Yeah.
hold her. Yeah.
Tebaldo
Oh, goodness.
noticed
One
that,
second. One second.
it's not a shy cat at all.
Oh,
She's
goodness.
beautiful. I love her.
And thank you. I made
Sorry.
Tebaldo laugh with that reservations comment. I'm still waiting for Maria's snort. I'm trying to think.
I'm trying to hold it.
She just
I'm gonna-
did it. You missed it. I heard
I
it.
did?
I heard her do it just now.
Oh, I
It's
missed
so
it.
funny.
Okay. Well, because I was going to tell a joke, but never mind.
I try to hold it back as much as I
No,
can.
no, don't
so
hold it
But
back.
funny.
anyway,
It's
so
like Laverne and Shirley.
really?
I don't know if it's that bad, but
No, it's not that bad. But I remember she used to do that. Just made me think about
yes,
Laverne.
I love.
Oh, that's so funny.
I love Laverne and Shirley.
Me
But
too.
so the sci-fi aspect of it, I love so much because we have such a huge community for this in the sci-fi part, and we do highlight the Orville, which is Seth MacFarlane's show, and PJ Orville Nation, of course, started me in on that. So we do a lot of things with that. I love the Orville. It's very positive, very awesome, and all of the actors are so amazingly friendly and lovable and awesome. And I have a surprise that I'm going to be showing tonight on my show from the Orville. I wonder if I should reveal it here and see.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
it.
the
Let's
Orville,
do
is it a game? Like I'm really not
Yeah.
clear because I know you talk about it.
Oh, yeah.
Because I know it's sci-fi.
Okay. Well, it's a TV show. You can see it. You can see it on Disney Plus and Hulu. The community is waiting for season 4, so everybody's being a little impatient with that, but we know it's coming. But it's a TV show. It's an awesome TV show. Seth MacFarlane has loved Star Trek and everything, and he made his own show, and he made it awesome. And I'll reveal this to you. And for those of you in the chat who are going to be in my show later, you're going to get to see it. Don't tell anybody.
Ooh, we get
But
to see it first.
you get to see it first. And the reason you remember a game is because there is there are people who are creating the Orville game.
Yes,
have
that's why I
one.
was thinking about
Yes.
that. I
They
remember there was
have-
games. I'm like, there was a
Right.
game.
It was a game. They
So-
have one, and they're creating the next level, the 3D one, which is they made me a character in it, and so I'm excited.
Oh, wow. So that explains a whole number of things. I wondered why PJ identified himself as Orville Nation. I didn't
Yes.
understand that. And I remembered, Maria, the name of the theater that PJ brought me out to cover the red carpet was Carnegie Hall.
How could I forget
Beautiful
that?
place.
How could
Yes.
I forget that?
So that's why he's always going to be in my good book.
Okay.
So, okay, you ready?
Well, here it goes. Now, this the Seth and his crew hired an artist to do a comic book for the Orville, and he was chosen out of lots of people. He's amazing. So there's actually now a comic book for the Orville show.
Really?
And so what he did was I supported him, and he did this for me. Okay, TJ, don't you dare tell anybody tonight. This is unbelievable.
Oh, look how cool that is. That's really like very Star Trek. Oh, London would go crazy. She loves all that, like Star Trek, Star Wars, anything with a star. My
with
child
a star
loves
in it. She will love this show. This is Seth MacFarlane, of course, me and PJ. And this you won't know this when you watch the show, but their different colors obviously have different.
You're the purple
commands.
in the middle, right?
The purple,
the blue.
That is.
He is green.
I outrank these two.
You do?
Yes.
You look like a superhero, superwoman.
PJ is a medic. That's what the green one is. Seth MacFarlane's blue. He's captain. And then I am admiral. So I am excited.
I love it when women are, above in rank.
In rank. So
that's wonderful.
I'm so excited to show everybody that, to highlight David Cabeza is the artist's name. His work is unbelievable. So that's what I'm going to show them tonight. We're going to have an Orville quiz. But yes, sci-fi is awesome. It is a place where you can get lost in imagination, and that's probably why your daughter loves it so much. You can be anything, you can do anything. You're superheroes, and I love to highlight women superheroes.
But she analyzes, like she'll write her own script after she watches any kind of star, anything. She loves Marvel movies, and then she'll break it down why the characters do what they do, and she'll cry. And I'm like, well, it's TV, right? And movies, it's not real. She goes, it's real to me, and don't just get rid of my feelings because this character did this for that reason. She kind of breaks down why the writer wrote the character. I'm like, you should just be a writer. That's what you should do, because she's very passionate about it. And I'm like,
I'd love to have London on the show to do some of that stuff.
But she's shy.
For sure. Yeah, my daughter's like that as well. It's similar to what we were all saying on the confidence level. I think Sarah should meet London because the two of them would get along very well. And my nephew was actually Ensign Kim on the Voyager Star Wars. So Star Trek.
Star Trek.
Yeah. Nice. So I don't know. This is different than Star Trek. You're talking about Star Wars, right? Or are you talking about Star Trek?
They all branch off from, there's one, and let me get it. This is when she will talk, because she knows so much about it. That's when, if it's something she's really interested in, she just, turns it. She calls herself a sci-fi geek. She goes, Mom, I'm just a sci-fi geek, which I love because I'm totally different. My son's more like me. Trace is more entertainment, creative. He likes the camera.
Very outgoing. Not shy at all. As shy as I am. Sarcasm is another service I offer.
He has amazing stage presence, I said.
He does.
He did a TV show the other day,
Which one?
This YouTube star named King Batch. And this really huge girl, I don't know who she is, right? She's supposed to be very big in London. And so they won't let me actually show any footage. I can't release anything. But he did this TV show. He performed his song by himself. This is the first time we filmed stuff like we did a reality show. This is the first time he's done a show with really big cameras and a huge set.
Wow.
And he sung by himself.
Nice.
So, yes,
I
can't really talk about the show, but I'm so proud of him. And they actually wrote me and said he did a really good job. And I was like so happy because a guy that just brought him on recommended him, right? Hasn't ever seen him perform. He knows us and he knows what he's doing, but he kicked butt. And, you know, I said, that's such a good, I can't believe you did that. Actually, I'm out of town. I didn't get to go on the set with him, but maybe that was good. He took Pierre.
Oh,
So that might be the reason why I didn't hear from them the other day, because they were filming his new TV show, which Pierre is extremely proud. And he actually gives mommy credit because he says, you know, I'm the agent, but the mom's giving him the work. I said, thank you.
Aww, that's so
That's
cool.
awesome. Yeah. I get proud of him for you. So
thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate everyone that helps me support him, because it's a village, right?
Yeah.
And I think our kids are the future, and anyone who has children, you know, that are trying to inspire and do stuff. I'm like, look, we can keep doing what we're doing, but if we inspire the kids and give them the confidence that that's what we're talking about anyway, like giving them confidence that we didn't have. And that's what I say. The things we didn't learn is what we try to pass on to you, not trying to tell you what to do, but help you so you don't make the mistakes we made.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Every generation, we want them to do a little better than the last.
But some
usually by trial and error, mostly trial and error. But that is true. If you've just tuned in and you're wondering what's going on in studio today, we've got a lot of wonderful interaction with the Cashew Gallery, as I call the streamers. And we have a wonderful co-host on today. Her name is Maria. She has her own show on YouTube TV called Tea and Telly Show. She is sharing and revealing with us this morning some special stuff that's going to be on her show this evening. But you are tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm Not Using It. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show in our very special series every Friday called Tempting Conversations with Dr. Marissa and
Elan Carter.
And we're so delighted to have Maria here. We've got a very active chat. Let me put something out. Oh, we're talking actually about my nephew that I shared. My nephew was Ensign Kim on Star Trek, The Voyager. And so we've got a little, let me just catch us up. He did it. Okay, loves character. I'll let him know. Harry Kim was awesome. It's a crime he never got a promotion on the show. Yes, but he did learn to play the clarinet. Okay, so yeah, he's in Canada. They actually blame me for his changing his name. So he was actually a different name. I'm not going to say what it was. His first name was different, completely different than Garrett, because I changed my name from Maria to Marissa. I don't know if I've ever shared that on the show, but it was largely due to I started modeling. And Maria, you did?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. This is a definite reveal this morning. See, tempted to talk about things we don't normally share. What was your name?
Okay, so I was with LA Models when I was young. I got to tell a little bit of story. I always got a story of my stuff. My name's Elonda, right? Yolanda Hadid we were modeling together at the same time at the agency. She's blonde and white, and I'm black and Elonda, and she's Yolanda. And so they were like, they would confuse us. So when they would ask for Elonda, you know, they didn't know the difference, right? So I would show up, and they're like, "You're not blonde," and then they would ask for Elonda, and she would show up, and they're like, "You're not black." So my agent's like, "You have to change your name." So one of my best friends, who's an amazing photographer, he's like so creative. He goes, "Why don't you be like Iman and be Elan?" I was like, "Oh, okay." So
Well,
I
Elan
love
is
it.
way better than Yolanda.
Well, so my dad,
For
my
sure.
I love
father,
Elan.
said that he wanted to name me Ilana. And he told me that and he sent me a picture recently. There was this really beautiful woman in the 60s. I think she's Middle Eastern. And she did this biblical film, and her name was Ilana something. I'll send you a picture. And he said she thought she was so pretty that he wanted me to be named Ilana. And my mom came up with Ilanda, and he never liked it. So he
oh
was
my
very
gosh.
happy when I changed it. And
That's
it's
Oh,
awesome.
that's
so I
interesting.
really,
Yeah.
so when I get mad and I want to like beat up people because they piss me off, I'm Yolanda.
Oh my gosh.
That is so
Well,
funny.
does this mean I have to change my name at some point?
I'm
just
so
kidding.
sorry.
Well, no, I think Maria's beautiful. Maria
I
is
love Maria.
a beautiful name.
Thank
It's
you.
classic, and you are a classic beauty. It
Oh,
fits you
thank you.
perfect. Like it's so funny. Like people probably wonder why we're so silly this morning, because you're always like, you'll tune in, and then when you don't tune in, I'm like, well, what happened to Maria? How come she's not on a show? Because we look forward to you coming on.
Oh,
So now
that's
we
so
just
awesome.
have you on.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Good to
no,
see
and
you.
I'm glad you are Maria and not me.
Yes.
Then we'd really get
Marissa.
confused. Yolanda, Yolanda, Elan, Maria, Marissa. But Maria for me represented the fat, ugly, and clumsy,
Mm,
thick glasses,
Mm.
zits all over. And so when I started modeling, I wanted to shed that image of
Mhm.
myself, which is why I became Marissa. So
that's
that is, and
awesome.
it just stuck. And
That's awesome.
yeah. But when I go back to Canada, which I'll be doing again, I try to go back every quarter. My Chinese mom has Parkinson's. She calls me Maria. So
Does she?
I associate, and I remember first going back and people would say, Maria, Maria, Maria. And I'd be like, who?
Who?
Because I'm
Yes.
so identified with
Right.
Marissa. But
Oh.
you guys, we're running out of time. We're at 4 minutes. I can't
my
believe
gosh.
it's so quick. Maria,
I
please.
want to take a picture, but my hand keeps getting in the way.
Oh, Maria, tell us how to tune into your show, first of all, so that people are watching and want to watch you.
Okay, great. And first, real quick, I want to say, Dr. Omega, thanks for your support. He is my director of marketing. He always makes me look good. So thank you so much. His art is amazing. And you can find me on Maria with Tea and Telly on YouTube. And I do a lot of shorts. My cat steals a lot of the show, but I do a lot of other videos, education, health, anything like that. But I do go live a couple times a month. So hopefully catch you there live tonight.
Fantastic.
Yes.
And man, I thought you and PJ were active on my stream. These guys have got it down.
Yes.
Your cashew gallery is even stronger than mine. We have 2 minutes left. Elan, final word.
Oh, I'm just very happy that I actually tuned in today because I almost didn't make it this morning, but I am so excited to have Maria on the show. And Dr. Marissa, we just like always have tempting stuff. We don't have anything specific, but it always goes by so fast, and it's so much fun.
Such a good show. It is.
It is. Love back at you and your mama out there. And I am so delighted to have had 2 co-hosts this morning. It is always interesting, and you just never know what we're going to be tempted to talk about. Please tune in again every weekday morning at 9:04. Take my advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa. The morning show, all our special series, especially the lovely and beautiful Elan, formerly known as Alonda, Maria, formerly known as Maria, and Marissa, formerly known as Maria. And thank you so much for our participants, Dr. Omega, who used to be Mr. Something, and Tabaldo as well. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, it's all about balance. You ready to do this, Maria? You know my drill. It's all about balance. Peace in, peace out. World peace through inner peace. Now go and have the best weekend ever.
Thank you.
See you on
What an
Monday.
honor.